Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we're gonna hop into the Golden Frieza Extreme Z Awakening. I haven't really had too much time to grind this out, but you know, I have been able to make a little bit do here, and we've been able to get up to stage 100. Now, among EZAs, this one has actually felt not really that difficult to me. I think this probably is one of the easier EZAs. Now, usually when I say stuff like that, people are like, oh, well, truth, you know, you got the full rainbow team. But a lot of these units are either free to play or have been on so many banners that they'll be very, very useful, right? So like this GT Frieza, like, you know, anyone could have him. Metal Cooler, you know, LR Metal Cooler, pretty much the same thing. Like, you know, I would think all players, you know, that have been playing for longer than like 100 days or something, should be able to get at least one copy of LR Metal Cooler. Maybe not rainbowed, but it's not like you're not going to need him rainbowed to beat stage 30, you know, for Golden Frieza's, EZA anyway. Then, of course, I'm using the free-to-play Metal Cooler, which, again, you know, very, very easy to grind up. Really, anyone could be using this guy. And then even Tech Golden Frieza, right? If you are a player that's been around for any length of time whatsoever, chances are you've been able to pull that Tech Golden Frieza, especially on Global. I believe on Global, that Tech Golden Frieza was added to several banners that he was not on previously. You know, and many banners in a row, Tech Golden Frieza was kind of like on those banners. So I know so many people. It was like a huge like deal where Golden Frieza and Physical Goku Black, the two of them, were on like pretty much every global banner for a while, like to the point where it was very, very annoying. So, you know, I would think a lot of people should probably have him, and he is going to be great. Like, he's, you know, fantastic for this EZA. We actually, I wasn't really looking too close at the rotations here, because we're not yet at the point where you know, I've had really too much difficulties. I felt like 100 was still a good place to do a video on. Like, you know, even though, you know, we're still, like, you know, kind of casually bursting through it. But, you know, I like the Metal Coolers to be linked together because, of course, they do have Healing Link, so that helps out a lot. This free-to-play Metal Cooler, he also does just, like, heal 5% HP at the start of turn as well. So that is very, very helpful to kind of have going. So, you know, this EZA I don't think is going to be too difficult for a lot of people to beat. The other thing, too, is that typically, I would use, like, AGL Golden Frieza in a stage like this, but now that we have the Tech Golden Frieza, I think it's more important to use him in a lot of these stages, because Tech Golden Frieza, you know, even if he falls below 50% HP, he's going to be able to keep that some level of damage reduction, you know, like, whereas previously, the Tech Golden Frieza and then, you know, the AGL Golden Frieza also, when they fall below that 50% HP threshold, along with it goes their damage reduction. But this Frieza maintains damage reduction even under 50% HP, and he actually hits way harder as well. So for a difficult event like, you know, EZA here, or possibly even in like Super Battle Road, you know, Frieza is going to be very, very good. Like, you know, they've released some really strong defensive options lately for like some of these EZAs and some of these events, right? Like even that Tech Caulifla that just dropped on the LR Caulifla and Kale banner is going to be very, very good, you know, for a lot of these EZAs. You know, it doesn't matter if she fits on the leader skill or anything. She has a 100% chance to dodge. So you just put on, like, okay, for example, the Family Kamehameha EZA has been up, like, it literally has been up since, like, the start of the 4-year anniversary, and they've not taken that one down, and there's no like end date on it. So the Family Kamehameha EZA might just permanently stay up here on JP. So like I was actually testing Caulifla out on that stage, right, where I went in there, you know, typical movie boss team, because of course that's what, you know, the SCR Goku is weak to, is movie boss and then AGL. So, you know, you got your usual suspects, Turles, Metal Cooler, Tapion, but then on top of that, I just said, whatever, I'll just toss Tech Caulifla on the team because she has a 100% chance to dodge. Like, that's it. She cannot be touched. Literally, she can't be touched. So if you get one of these rotations, too, this isn't one, but, you know, sort of you guys get what I'm seeing, where, you know, Frieza, or get what I'm saying, because Frieza is attacking so many times in that last slot right there. So if you have a situation happen like that, where, you know, the boss is going to attack that one slot over and over and over and over, you're good to go, because Caulifla cannot be hit. Like, the only stage where Tech Caulifla could be hit is what, in Tech Hit's boss fight, because he nullifies dodge, right? And that's the only place. And, you know, Caulifla gets that 100% chance to dodge against Universal Survival Arc units, as well as Pure Saiyan. So, you know, outside of a boss that would have the ability to counteract dodge, which as of right now is only Tech Hit, like, yeah, that Caulifla is OP, you know. I do kind of like some of these situational units that they've released. You know, it seemed like I wouldn't really like it too much when they first started doing that, but I feel as though it is a good way to balance some of these units. Like, you know, for example, Tech God Goku, I think is, would I call him OP? Probably, just because he does so much, but like, you know, especially then against movie boss category enemies, you know, that Tech God Goku is a complete virtual tank, will take no damage whatsoever because of how much damage he reduces, but he's still good in normal events. But then if you're fighting a movie boss, you put that Tech God Goku and he's just completely shutting it down. So like right here, if there was a way to get Tech God Goku on this team, you know, potentially I could rock him. I suppose if I used a double Golden Frieza as leader, but I don't know that I would really want to do that. And God Goku would still need some semblance of stats buff from the leader skill, some extra defense in order to really be able to hold up well. So I don't know, like, you know, there's certain limitations, sure, but, you know, a perfect example of that God Goku is the Beerus EZA, which I'm sure a lot of global players have experienced recently. You know, on that Beerus EZA, you know, even though you want to use int units because, you know, Tech Beerus himself is Tech, God Goku is going to be like the best tank in there. And, you know, then you have things like, you know, in Zamasu, you have int Goku Black, and, you know, very quickly that EZA becomes very, very easy with a lot of units that are strong defensively. So it's interesting. You know, I did do kind of a talking point with Goresh and D-Free about the new LR Kill and Caulifla, like how strong they are, how OP they are, and really, like, I do want them to badly increase the difficulty of some events. I think the EZA events are fine the way they are. They don't need, there's no way difficulty needs to be increased on them, because it's you know, for those anyway, you have to have a specific set of units, right? I do think Dokkan Battlefield is probably on like about the right difficulty level. Very, very challenging, but like, you know, for something like Zamasu, right, who, you know, global players know how annoying he can be, as long as you have someone, you know, a stunner, any stunner, like, you know, he's definitely beatable. Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, they could have been, okay, well, Zamasu heals, but then he's also immune to stun, he's immune to attack lowering, he's immune to everything. Like, they didn't do that. You know, they allowed you to be able to stun him. So Battlefield is I think, very, very good with all the, you know, sort of like tools they allow you to have. I think that's one reason I have sort of like, I just don't like Dokkan events and how they're structured right now, because like, some of them, it makes sense to me that they're like, some bosses are immune to everything, right? Like, you know, when Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out, he was immune to everything, you know, stun, attack lowering, and stuff like that. That makes sense to me. I'm okay with, like, you know, the Supreme Fusion, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or even Blue Gogeta, right? Once he gets up to the blue level, being completely immune to, like, all negative effects. But, you know, they really did ramp it up to where, like, basically every boss is, like, immune to sealing, stunning, attack lowering, pretty much everything. It's attack lowering, they did kind of walk that back a little bit, you know, which has been very good for, you know, units like LR Goku and Frieza, right? Who, you know, it's not really that difficult to get enemies attack lowered now at this point, especially because they have such really good partners that can really help them out, like the Tech 40% support TN, as well as, you know, the Android 17, MVP Android 17, and that really, really helped those units out. But I just feel like there's a lot that could be done with the difficulty level. And, like, you know, always it'll go back to, oh, but what about the free players? It's like, well, free players are able to beat all these events as well. Like, sure, maybe not Super Battle Road, right, where you do kind of, you know, you need, like, rainbow units or units with multiple dupes to really be able to put up a good fight. But Dokkan Battlefield, again, I think is fine. And Dokkan events, like, you can beat any Dokkan event with, I think, you know, like an original, like, Super SCR team or Super AGL team. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, you know, you could put like a stronger unit, right? So when I say the original, like, you know, SCR Super Saiyan 4 Goku Super Team, or the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you know, Super AGL team, like, you know, still have, you know, units like the, you know, the upgraded EZA SCR Gogeta, right, on that, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku team. But just those 120% teams are easily strong enough to still take down these events. Like, you know, Dokkan events have not really had a jump in difficulty in quite a long time. You know, I feel as though the physical Dragon Ball Super Broly fight was definitely a little tricky because of the way he massively lowers your defense, which can cause you to take ridiculous damage. But, like, outside of that one, and then probably the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku boss fight, those are the only two ones I would consider really difficult. I mean, maybe you could say, like, Jiren and Omega can be very annoying because, one, how hard they hit, plus they're locking down your rotations. I've not found the hit event to be difficult, even though he locks down your rotations. But the Omega one, and then, of course, you know, that Jiren one, not only can they lock your rotations down, but they hit very, very hard. So I think those ones, I think, do still qualify as tricky fights. But, like, I would say, you know, in my opinion, I think the UI Goku fight is still the hardest boss fight in Dokkan as of right now. You know, Dokkan fight, right? And I really do think it's time to make a big jump up. Like, you know, preferably in Golden Week, they will give us some kind of new difficulty option for these Dokkan events. I mean, I know we're going to get this update coming soon where we can use double stamina to get double rewards, but, you know, just the option of a stronger difficulty level to get, you know, even more rewards, you know, leave the old difficulty levels there, right? You know, for free-to-play players and normal players, you know, the Super 2 and the Super 1 stage, but give us like a Super 5 difficulty stage or something like that. I think that would be a very, very wise move for Dokkan. But, alright guys, we'll finish up here. You know, as we, like, I went on so many tangents unrelated to the Frieza EZA in this video because, you know, it's still quite easy with the units we're able to use. Like, and again, these are free-to-play units, like LR Metal Cooler completely dominating. So, I might try and get further, maybe like stage 150, 175, something like that. We'll see if it starts to get more difficult. You know, who knows. Regardless, thanks for watching, y'all, and I will catch you guys next time.